It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly. You know who it is, you know what I do, and you know what I'm here to talk. It's bias all day. It's the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 262. Yeah, 262, season 4. And you know I'm slightly shaved up, so you know what that means. It's time for an excellent episode of Bias. Thank you guys for being here with me today. Thank you for clicking play and all that jazz, because I know you can be anywhere else in the podverse, but you're here with me today, and I thank y'all for that. So let's get right into some bias. But firstly, hope everybody's doing okay. Hope the mind's right. Hope your heart's right. Hope everything is going well with you guys. I know the week could be very, very, very stressful, and I got my smooth voice on right now, 'cause I'm trying to calm y'all down. I'm trying to bring y'all into the best of bias. Calm down. Let all the week stressors go. It's the weekend now, so you know what time it is when it gets to the weekend. It's best of bias time. So let's talk a little something. Today I will warn you, it's mostly all sports. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Cinema corner, I haven't really seen any movies. Tron review, last episode, check that out. Pop culture wise, I don't really have much for you either, man. Just, waiting for some new music, waiting for some other shit. Haven't really had much I've been listening to, besides the hurricane in Jamaica. Prayers out to everybody in Jamaica. Category 5 Hurricane Melissa's hitting the island, and the island is supposed to be ravished by the storm, not have power for months, and just kind of getting the country, it's country, right? Yeah, Jamaica, getting it back to the island, getting it back to how it was before, getting it back to the tourist attraction that it used to be, just a home that everybody that's a native of Jamaica is used to. It's going to take some time for it to get back to that. So hopefully everybody can, do what they can to make donations, contributions. If anything, prayers out for Jamaica, because that's getting crazy. Before we get into the sports and stuff, I'll be remiss if I didn't mention that first and foremost. But yeah, it's going to be mostly sports today. Hope everybody's doing good now that we got that out of the way. But not that there's something little. I want you guys always have a good day and come into the best of bias with an open mind and an open heart and getting ready to talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? There's some heavy stuff from here to there, and there's heavy stuff in the world that we do have to experience. But when we get here, I'm going to lighten it up. It's family here, you know what I'm saying? So welcome to the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 262, season 4. I am Lydell Dinero. Let's get into the sports really quickly. You already know what I'm here to do. I'm going to start with the NFL, man, before I get into some fantasy, because I'm not too happy about fantasy this week. I'm not going to lie to you. Thursday night football, we had the Chargers versus Minnesota. I know I didn't make predictions, and I hope you guys remember, because this week, I don't know if I'm going to have my last week's predictions. Oh, actually, I kept track of them here. Look at me. I just didn't do the Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings, but you already know I was going for Herbert and the Chargers all day. They did end up winning 37-10. The Minnesota Vikings are looking super trash, bro. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's been going on. But ever since JJ McCarthy got hurt, the team has went downhill from there. Lyman started getting hurt. Carson Wentz started getting hurt. The offense started looking trash. Jordan Mason, who was on my fantasy team, started to underdeliver, to say the least. They brought Aaron Jones back. He came back off of IR, but I mean, I get it. He's kind of good for your football team, I guess, but you should already expect him to get hurt, and you should already expect fantasy-wise for him to get hurt. And for him to come back and coach what was supposed to be a promising Jordan Mason season, it's kind of crazy to me. But Vikings, I don't know what their trajectory is. Y'all better hope Justin Jefferson stays with you guys, because your quarterback decision-making right now is not working. Hopefully you guys can get a veteran, Kirk Cousins, come back or something, because y'all wasting Justin Jefferson's promise. He's gonna leave if y'all, after last year's 14-2 and y'all can't do nothing this year. It might be a rap ski for Justin Jefferson. He might demand that trade and start acting like these other guys. He's been really quiet and producing under every quarterback you threw at him, but now he keeps getting embarrassed every week, and I don't know if he's going to take that for too long. Yeah, Chargers win 37-10. Sunday's game, Patriots smacked the Browns. We kind of felt like we knew that was going to happen. Drake May is looking great over there. Browns, I fucks with you, Dylan Gabriel, but they threw you under a bus here. For some reason, the organization cannot function correctly, no matter who's under the quarterback, unless you're a surefire first round pick, super stud out of college. And even that, you can probably tarnish your name. Caleb Williams is supposed to be that guy after everything he was doing at UFC, but he's out there with the Bears looking pedestrian as hell. So I don't know. Browns may be cursed, to be 100% honest with you, but Patriots win 32-13. I predicted that one right, actually, so I might have made you some money. You know what I'm saying? Jets versus the Bengals. I did predict the Bengals to win this one. Joe Flacco and the Bengals were, making some noise after last week. I kind of put some faith in what I saw in Joe Flacco. And everybody shits on the Jets, so I thought the Bengals were going to come in and just, win the game outright and not have to worry about nothing. But Justin Fields, after getting talked shit about by the owner, I forgot Woody's last name. But after that shit, Justin Field went out there and went toe to toe with Joe Flacco and the Bengals, and the Bengals have a terrible defense anyway. So Justin Field was like, "Let me show you a little something." He was able to, show his ass a little bit and make something happen and outduel Joe Flacco. And I think Joe Flacco actually ended up getting hurt in the game too. So he separated his shoulder, which is kind of crazy for for Jamar Chase as well, because now you got to put Jake Browning back in, and he was trash. They had a little hope when they had Joe Flacco in, but he separated his shoulder, so he might not be available for the Bengals. So, yeah, the Jets beat him, and now they're probably the rest of the season they're going to keep getting beat because they ain't got no offense anymore. But I was wrong about that one. Dolphins versus the Falcons. The Falcons are most unpredictable team in the NFL. They can look good sometimes, but look horrible at other times. How do you lose to the Dolphins? Dolphins beat them 34-10. I was right about that one because I'm never going to pick the Falcons to win. Bills versus Panthers. Bills, I think they lost to the Patriots. Who did they lose to the week before in an embarrassing fashion? So this week they had to come back and whoop some ass, and they took it out on the Panthers, especially with Andy Dalton in instead of Bryce Young. 40-9. Ass whooping. I predicted that one right too. Texans versus the 49ers. Texans were able to hold Mac Jones in the pocket and sack him a whole bunch of times, have him rattled in the pocket. They weren't able to do anything. The Houston's offense actually looked good for once. They were able to score, move up and down the field on the 49ers, and the injuries are finally starting to catch up with the team. I predicted this one right too, because I just felt like Houston has been down all season, familiarity with the DeMeco Ryans, and the offense is going to click at one point. And if it was any team to get right against, is an injured 49ers team. And offensively, Mac Jones is kind of in a Carson Wentz situation in a way, because he's hurt. He's really hurt, and actually sticking it out and playing every week instead of Brock Purdy, while Brock Purdy heals from that turf toe. But Mac Jones is hurt. He can't move. His legs don't move. He keeps getting sacked, and every time he gets sacked, he gets a little more hurt. He takes a little longer to get up, and with all the team hurt already, I don't know if you want to lose your second string quarterback for the year, you know what I mean? So, in my opinion, I kind of feel like, I don't know if they should go with the third string quarterback, or I don't know, just put Mac Jones in better positions to not get sacked and just look like a standing statue at all times. But the 49ers lost that game. I predicted that one right. The Eagles won 38-20 against the Giants. That was that get back game. Because a couple of weeks earlier, the Giants did beat the Eagles. Cam Scatterbo did fracture his ankle, though, ending his season, which is kind of sad, man, because him and Jackson Dart together was giving the Giants fans a little hope and a little life out there. But rest up. Hopefully he gets better. It comes back even stronger next year. But the Eagles did win that game. Predicted that one right, too. Ravens beat the Bears. They started Huntley this week instead of Cooper Rush, which should have been the case anyways. The Ravens famously have been starting Snoop Huntley as the backup for Lamar Jackson for years. I don't know why they let him go. I guess they re-signed him this week, and he started, did his thing, actually put a win on the board while Lamar Jackson nursed that hamstring. But he's back now. Lamar Jackson's playing the Thursday night game right now. So when it comes down to my predictions and stuff, I'm probably not going to predict that game because I'm watching it. But Lamar Jackson is back, and with them having him at the helm, 28-6, man. They'll start pounding teams again. Derrick Henry actually be worth a damn again. So we'll see what happens, but they're winning a couple of games, man. And even though they're like 2-5 right now, all it takes is winning a couple of games to get them back in the standing because their division. Joe Flacco's the quarterback. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers at 45, and who else they got? The Bengals and Browns. You have Dylan Gabriel in the Brown. So if Lamar Jackson comes in and puts in some work, he'll possibly be able to get back to the prominence that they were predicted to have at the beginning of the season. So. Shout out to the Ravens. They're doing their thing right now. Colts still doing their thing. 38-14. Titans, I don't know what's going on with them. They're probably going to get the number 1 pick for next year. Hopefully they still have their pick. But the Colts, Danny Dimes, Jonathan Taylor on his MVP type shit right now. Maybe, hey man, I don't know. It's a possibility. I don't know though. If Saquon couldn't win MVP after doing what he did last year, who knows if Jonathan Taylor may not. He may break the record. He may break the record. I don't know. Yeah, he's kind of one of the guys that's kind of least talked about in the league because it is the Colts and nobody really thinks they're real. But I don't really hear people talking enough about Jonathan Taylor right now. But they did their thing, 38-14 over the Titans in the divisional win, and they're probably going to run away with that division. Buccaneers beat the Saints 23-3. Let me stop here for a little bit of detail. You know what I'm saying? We walked up in there. You know the Buccaneers are injured. You know what I'm saying? Last game we didn't look too good against the Lions. The injuries caught up to us. Baker Mayfield wasn't as accurate as he usually was. That defensive line of the Lions got to our quarterback a lot more. There's changes that need to be made, man. We're doing what we can with all the injuries, especially the shuffling of the offensive line. Connor Barton is, he's not looking good at center, so we're hoping to be able to move him to guard once Luka Decky comes back at right guard and we get some of our at right tackle, and we get some of our other guards back from injury. He's not looking good at center, man. So we're hoping that we can move one of our other guards to center, move Barton to guard. When Gadecki comes back, shore up that right side, and the left side will already be shored up with our guy Tristan Wirfs. Even though this game, Tristan Wirfs had one of his worst games of the season, was getting pushed around by the defensive line, had a couple of false starts. Our offense wasn't clicking at all this game. Luckily, our defense came to play, shutting down the Saints offense at every turn, made the Saints bench Spencer Rattler. He fumbled through multiple interceptions. Yeah, it was bad for the Saints, and our defense looked promising for our first time in a long time. Our DBs are cooking, man. Jacob Parrish, Jamel Dean with 3 interceptions this year. Of course, Antoine Whitfield with 2 forced fumbles. Should have had 2 forced fumble touchdowns. Had an interception. Shout out Levante for getting that fumble recovery. Shout out, I think Jamel Dean had a forced fumble. We had defense was playing, shutting down the middle. At first we were looking a little shaky because we couldn't score. They only had 3 points the whole game, no touchdowns at all. We scored a couple of times, one time on defense. Shout out Anthony Nelson for the tip ball interception, running over the quarterback and scoring, and having a forced fumble in the same game, bro. Way to step up in the absence of Hassan Reddick. And way to be another piece that we need, a pass rusher that gets a chance to step up and show he's, something that we can use in the playoffs and deep in the season, because our pass rush is only going to help our DBs. More pressure on the quarterback gives more, or makes our DBs have to cover for less time, and Tyke and Antoine Winfield already be roaming and getting their hands in everything, making all the tackles, or getting in on tackles. So our linebackers, Levante's getting old, and Savassier Dennis can't really cover across the middle and stuff like that. So, I'm saying, a pass rush along with the help of other DBs, we can look good. So when Baker does have a bad day, if we're missing all our pieces like we are, Mike, Jalen McMillan, Egbuka's nursing a hamstring. Shout out Tez Johnson making a name for himself in the absence of all these receivers. Chris Godwin hasn't really made a name for himself, or haven't made a name for himself, but haven't really came back and got to full strength this year. So we're waiting for all this to have. Bucky Irving has missed like 3-4 weeks already. Rashad White stepped up brilliantly. Sean Tucker has been great. We've just been doing what we had to do to keep this 6-2 record, 3 seed in the NFC, while everybody gets better. We're on our bye week now. We did what we had to do, another division win. We'll see the Saints again, and hopefully we can do the same thing next time we see them. Maybe have that PTSD, have them shaking in the boots next time they do see us with a full squad. and we're able to run up and down the field on offense and not look so lackluster. I think Baker is secretly nursing a quad injury, but he's not going to say anything. He's not going to give the enemy any fuel or any place to target. You know what I'm saying? So he's running a lot less than he was at the beginning of the season, and he's escaping the pocket a lot less, and getting sacked more. So hopefully this bye helps him get right. And next week when we play the Bills, a tough opponent at home, we can do what it takes to go to 7-2, and prove that we're doing some shit this year. But the Buccaneers did win, and of course I did predict that to happen. Broncos whooped on the Cowboys 44-24. Man, Cowboys defense is just anybody can score on them. Broncos defense who look broken a lot of times first half of the season, or first half of games a lot in this season. They're able to do whatever they wanted the whole game against the Cowboys, which is crazy. Troy Franklin, shout out Troy, 2 touchdowns. Bo Nix is serving out there, looking really comfortable going into this next week against Houston, man. Everybody doubted him, but I think he has the most touchdowns out of, I don't think it's all quarterbacks, but I think the rookie quarterbacks it might be all quarterbacks, but I want to say rookie quarterbacks that got drafted in the same year as him that are all starting. I think he has the most out of all of them, like 52 touchdowns, which is kind of crazy. Because if you saw that Giants game, man, you saw the two sides of Bo Nix, and woof, that shit was ugly in the first half. But then the second half, he turned it on and looked like Oregon Bo Nix. You feel me? Then I can claim you again, bro. But yeah, Cowboys, man, fool's gold, man. They look good sometimes against sorry teams. But when there's teams that have good defenses and can stop their offense, they look like a bad team altogether. But shout out to the Broncos for winning that game. I did predict that to happen. And then, of course, the Chiefs won on Monday night 28-7 over the Washington Commanders with no Jaden Daniels. Marcus Mariota did start, but yeah, and did have McLaurin and Debo back, but it wasn't nothing against the Chiefs. Chiefs having all their weapons back: Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce is there now. Juju as the fourth target. It's just kind of crazy. And then Patrick Mahomes being able to run whenever he wants to, Pacheco and Hunt, and all the offensive weapons back, and their defense doesn't have to do as much as it did last year and the beginning of this season before Rashee Rice came back, and just kind of wait for the offense to get it together. Now the offense is high powered, and if the defense doesn't have it one week, the entire game, the offense could supplant that with scoring a whole bunch of points. So yeah, Chiefs won that game, and I did predict that to happen too. So I had a good week last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I only got 1, 14. So I got 13 out of 14 this week. So if you listened to me this week and took that advice, brother, sister, you got you some money this week. It's your boy doing that, man. I'm here to help y'all. I promise you. I'm not here to let you guys down. But this week my bias paid off, and this year my bias when it comes to the NFC South is paying off because those teams are no good. They're no good, my friend. So every week I'm having bias against them anyway. It's paying off. And these other games, I'm giving you guys right information. So stick with me. Stick with me. You know I got you. You know what I'm saying? Cash App is right up there. But if I helped you, that one game I helped you lose, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Week 9 preview. Let me give you some more just in case you guys want to ride this hot wave I got going. Week 9, Thursday, we got Baltimore and Miami right now. It was a 7.5 point spread with Baltimore visiting Miami. It's 28-6 now. Yeah, so that's probably going to cover. It's the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. So they're probably going to cover there. But I would have picked Baltimore anyways because Miami last week was just kind of, like I said, just one of those teams getting lucky in a time of need. But Baltimore having Lamar Jackson back, I thought they were going to win, and they are winning. Sunday slate, we have the Giants at home against the 49ers, and I got the Giants winning this one. Though they don't have all their weapons, no Neighbors, no Scatterboo now, I still think that injured San Francisco defense and Jackson Dart and them winning losing 3 games in a row. The Giants, I think they're going to come out there hungry and they're going to win at home in front of their fans. Upset alert. Chicago at Cincinnati. Chicago favored by 3. Chicago's probably going to win this one just because Cincinnati, again, they lost Joe Flacco. They're starting Browning again. I don't know about that. And their defense is terrible. And then Chicago lost last week, and everybody's on Caleb and Ben Johnson's head, and they have something to improve every week. I think this is going to be the week that they turn it around again and get another win. Denver at Houston. Houston's actually favored by 1.5 this week. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because Houston's defense is something to be reckoned with, and I don't think Bo Nix is going to be able to do what he did against the last two teams against the Houston Texans. But I'm picking Denver, man. I'm taking Denver over Houston. I think Bo Nix is going to get it together and be able to do a little something against Houston. I'll take Denver in that one. Not upset. I got the Chargers. Chargers are playing at Tennessee. Anybody against Tennessee is probably going to get a free dub. They're probably tanking at this point. They're favored. The Chargers are favored by 8.5 points. I got the Chargers in that one. The Colts, interestingly, are only favored by 3 in Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh. I'm picking the Colts in this one for sure, but more than 3, I would think. That defense does not look good for Pittsburgh. New England at home against Atlanta. I'm picking New England and taking the points at 5.5 just because fuck Atlanta. Not Atlanta, the city. I'm just the Falcons. I'm sorry if you're from Atlanta, you listen to the pod. It's not nothing personally against you. It's just a rivalry, you feel me? And you know how that goes. I love Atlanta as a city and their contributions to the culture, you feel me? But right now, in this football shit, no, sir. Green Bay at home against Carolina. Green Bay is favored by 13.5. I don't know about that unless Bryce Young is still not playing. If he isn't, yeah, they're gonna eat Andy Dalton alive. Green Bay is gonna win that for sure. Detroit at home against Minnesota. I got Detroit in this one. Detroit's favored by 8.5 points. Jacksonville and Las Vegas against Las Vegas, obviously. Jacksonville favored by 3.5 points. I just don't believe in Geno, so I think. Yeah, I think Jacksonville's going to come back. I think they lost the last week they played. I think he's going to come back and do a little something as well. Rams favored by 14 against New Orleans at home. I know they're going to win the game. I don't know about 14. Well, yeah, the Saints suck, bro. The Saints suck. They're going to be able to score a lot more than we were. If they weren't able to score against us or our defense, they're going to get mollywopped. We'll see what Tyler Shutt can do, but I don't think he's going to be able to do nothing against the Rams. Buffalo at home against Kansas City. I got Buffalo in this one. I think this is a pride game. Josh Allen needs to beat Patrick Mahomes for his legacy. You know what I'm saying? For the Nick Wrights of the world who just think that the Bills can't do shit when it comes to the Chiefs. The only people that actually beat the Chiefs when it mattered was the Bengals that one year. Joe Burrow and them went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams. So I need somebody to do a little something in the playoffs, in the regular season, to shut these boys up for a little bit, man. Let them struggle into the playoffs and do the world a favor. Let's get some new teams in the Super Bowl. So Colts, Bills, Ravens, everybody in the AFC that has a nice little record, man. Come on now. Y'all can do it this year. I have faith in you, bro. Chargers, Broncos, especially y'all. Same division. Seattle at Washington. Washington, I think, still's not going to have Jaden Daniels. That hamstring is messing him up, man. Seattle is favored by 3, and I got Seattle. Monday night, we got Arizona at Dallas. Kyler Murray might be back, but I don't know, bro. Dallas might win this one. This is one that Dallas might win. I'm going to pick Arizona just because Arizona needs one, and Kyler Murray needs a win just to prove that he belongs, bro. Jacoby Brissett has been looking better than him, even though Arizona's still been losing. If he don't want to lose his job and get traded away, he needs to make something happen. So I got them in a hopeful upset against the Dallas Cowboys. So I got Arizona against Dallas, Seattle against Washington, Buffalo against Kansas City, the Rams against New Orleans, Jacksonville against Las Vegas, Detroit against Minnesota, Green Bay against Carolina, New England against Atlanta, Indianapolis against Pittsburgh, LA Chargers against Tennessee, Denver against Houston, Chicago against Cincinnati, New York against the 49ers, and I got Baltimore against Miami, but that game's going already. And of course, the Bucks are on a bye, so that's why I didn't talk about them. Yiddy. So hopefully you can get that advice, take it to your bank, take it to your memory bank, and use that as a guideline. So who you pick this week on your parlay? I want to start getting prop bets in here, prize picks. I'm telling you, if you throw a little something at me, I can throw you, I can throw you a bone. I know I ain't got the most fans out here, but the family is strong, man. And you can make some shit happen. Hey, holla at your boy, and we can make something work. But we'll talk a little individual props when we get P-Nate on here, somebody on here to talk a little something. But nextly, of course, fantasy football. God damn it, I had the worst week of fantasy football of all time this week. I don't even want to talk about this shit, but I got to for the people, man. My team did horrible. Not only was there a whole bunch of buys, you know about my injuries, Omarion Hampton, Bucky Irvin, Malik Neighbors, all hurt. So I'm over here trying to piece together teams that was based off a run heavy selection with my team. And my receivers were Cortland Sutton, and I picked up Darnell Mooney because Drake London was out for the Falcons. That was my first issue right there. Why the fuck would I take a Falcon? He had like 1 point. He was supposed to be the number one target for Kirk Cousins. He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. Jordan Mason had one. Was that this week? He had 1.6 points, bro? On Thursday Night Football? 1.6? Fuck you, Aaron. I don't want to say that. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Because that could stay in that pod sphere forever. And that's hate. And it's just fantasy football. It's not that big of a deal. But you motherfuckers, yo. You can't make this shit up. I had Trey McBride on the bye, so I thought I can start Tyler Warren and everything would be good. Like, everything was bad. Everything was bad. I thought my defense got 11 points. I thought I was good. My kicker had 14. I thought I was sitting pretty. Every other fucking person on my team did terrible. Rashad White, 8 points. Rico Dowdle, 6 points. They want to play patty cake with Chubb and Rico Dowdle. Dave Canales, bro. I thought you was my homie, dog. You was our offensive coordinator. You had us on the right track for a year. You do me like this, dog? I'm going into this week 2-6. I have to win every single game and pray to the fantasy gods to hopefully make the playoffs by week 14. Because if I don't, bro, it's going to be the most depressing football season. Well, the Bucks are really good this year. But this is just nonsensical, dog. 2-6. I lost 94-99. The guy I played, Cam Skater, he didn't even start. He started Anthony or AJ Brown, and he didn't even play. And his defense had -4 points. And I still lost 99-94. That tells you how bad my team played last week, dog. This week I'm getting Trey McBride back. I can stack him with Warren. I'm getting Travis Hunter back, who had a great week after being the number one target of Travis Hunter or Trevor Lawrence. Brian Thomas was down. I just don't understand, dog. Why? I'm in 11th place right now. Anyways, I lost 94-99. 11th place, lost to 10th place. Jordan Love Island won. First place, number one seed, Jordan Love Island holding it down this year. 154 to 5th place, Hot Boys 115. 12th place, K-Swag lost 119 to the number 2 seed, Primetime Pope 119 to 165. 3 seed Shenanigans won 129 to 75 against the 7 seed Jet 2 Holiday. 6 seed Armpit won 129 to 104 against the 9 seed CD's Nets. And then 8 seeded Sean's championship team won 142 to 121 against the number 4 seed Josh Darnett. Putting the standings as follows. Jordan Love Islands in first place 7-1. Primetime Pope is in second place at 5-3. Shenanigans is in third place at 5-3. Josh Darnett is in fourth place at 5-3. Armpits in sixth place at 5-3. Jet 2 Holidays in seventh place at 4-4. Sean's championship team is in 8th place at 4-4. CD's Nets is in 9th place at 3-5. Cam's Catering's in 10th place at 3-5. I'm in 11th place at 2-6, and K-Swag is in 12th at 0-8. K-Swag, brother, it's probably over for you, honestly. But I think I'm still mathematically in there. We have, it's only week, 8? We have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5 more weeks. So if I could win 5 in a row and go 7-6, I could still make the playoffs, especially with some of these teams losing. So we're going to have to see what happens, man. I'm still hopeful, but this is the last week. This is really the last week that I can sit here and stand losing a game. If I lose again, dog, it's over for me. And I don't know if I even talk about this shit no more. For real. It's sad. But shout out to everybody else in the Best of Bias Invitational 2026. We holding it down this year. Everybody's doing 2025 to 2026. Whatever. Best of Bias Invitational this year. You know what I'm saying? All the guys is being fair sports about it. No complaints. Nothing bad. Besides all the injuries, everybody's hanging in there. Everybody paid their dues. We're in the right place this year. So again, if you want to be in the league next year and maybe somebody drops out, because it's high stakes. Sometimes, people ain't got it. And sometimes people are scared. So if you think you do got to hit me up and we'll talk about it behind the scenes. Let me get a little World Series update since it'll be really short. World Series is going crazy right now. We had a game, 18 innings, one of the longest games, actually think the longest game in World Series history. We got the Blue Jays doing things that we never thought was going to happen. They are the 1 seed, and the Dodgers are a 3 seed, so it was possible. If you watched them play over the season, I didn't really much, so I can really tell you, how good they are, but you just know everything you know about the Dodgers and their payroll and the players they have, their batting lineup, their bullpen, all the shit they've been doing throughout the seasons, their people they may get, all the noise they've been making about ruining baseball and being so braggadocious. Me personally, being a Braves fan, I just hope that they lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, all the Dodgers fans out there. I do apologize, but y'all won enough. And you stack the cards and try to get especially still in Freddie. Come on, bro. Right after our championship just hurt my heart. And I have hatred for y'all a little bit because of that. And then going and stacking and grabbing everybody else from everybody else's favorite teams. This is just a wild testament. I don't really like that, dog. But I think the Blue Jays are up 3-2 on the Dodgers in the World Series. Blue Jays versus the Dodgers. Sorry, I didn't mention that if you didn't know who was in the World Series. It is Blue Jays versus Dodgers, and they are back in Toronto for the last 2 games. Right now they're playing game 6 to try to close it out at home. Actually, it's tomorrow. If you listen to this after Friday, it was Friday. And if they don't win on Friday, the Dodgers try to win it in Toronto. So we're going to see what happens. It's been good thus far. A lot of drama, especially the 18 inning game. Shohei getting on base 9 times. It's a lot of historical things happening in this World Series. And for those who are really, 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 really invested as far as Dodgers fans, Blue Jays fans, I'm happy for you guys, for this exciting time and for you guys to be in the spotlight here. The sports equinox is here. So it's a lot of sports to talk about and you know what I'm saying? I'm happy you guys get the spotlight and the time to talk about it. 30 years since you guys been in the World Series. Dodgers, you guys were fucking there 2 years ago. So, actually, might have won it last year. But yeah. And basketball's in full effect. We're playing now, man. Nuggets is looking crazy. I'm really happy about where we're sitting right now. All the additions are looking crazy. Tim Hardaway is really becoming one of my favorites, man. His veteran approach where he can stop and pop and make shots when we really need them made. Something that our bench wasn't doing last year. Cam Johnson is still getting ingratiated. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what happens. He's still looking a little hesitant, a little tentative. Shows a lot of Michael Porter Jr. tendencies sometimes so far early, like his being able to hold on to the ball, being decisive of what to do, making shots for himself, just being confident. We want him to be confident because everybody else is confident. Bruce Brown is coming out there confident. He's been on the team before. Tim Hardaway is a veteran. He's going to be confident regardless. Cam Johnson, he's been, number 2 on a lot of teams. The Suns, the Nets, you know what I'm saying? So it's time for you to step up and be a quality, counted on utility piece on a championship team. We need you to get better a little bit quicker. You know what I'm saying? Christian Brown has been looking good. You know what Aaron Gordon did with his 50 ball. You know what I'm saying? We already seen a 43 ball from Jamal, 11 threes from Aaron Gordon. That jump shot is becoming something beautiful, man. The only game we lost so far this season, I think we're 3-1 now. The only game we lost was our opener in in San Francisco against the Warriors, and that was in overtime. They got to win their opener. You know what I'm saying? It was our first game really playing together in a real game. So we'll shake that one off, but We blasted the Suns. No Jalen Green. We still blasted them. We blasted the Pelicans. They didn't want no parts of us. And who else do we play? I know we played one more team. The Pelicans, the Suns, the Warriors. But anyways, we're still getting it together and we're looking good early, man. Our rotations are looking good. P. Watt's taking another step. His defense, making threes, getting to the basket, knocking down free throws. And that means our deep benches, Pickett, Strother, Zeke Naji, people that you can actually throw in the game in case of injuries. We're looking good. The Warriors, too, have to shout you guys out, are looking good, too. I kind of thought that with Al Horford and Jimmy Butler and Draymond and Steph, the team is really old, but the infusion of the younger pieces, the Buddy Hills, the GP2s, Moses Moody, of course, Pajinski, and the young rookies that can pop in from time to time to give the team a little life and give the veterans a little blow. Pause. They're looking good. I think they're undefeated. Actually, no, they lost to the Blazers because their first two games were like a back-to-back or some shit like that. I don't know. They're giving them way too many back-to-backs for a veteran team. But they beat the Clippers. They're looking good. There's been a lot of teams out there looking good. Wemby putting up 40 points, getting like 9 blocks. With his handle, the way his game is elevated from last year, looking a lot more confident, got a little bit more muscle on him. Demanding the ball a lot more, looking like a leader out there. I think they're the 1 seed in the West right now. Or actually, no, I think the OKC is because they play more games. I think they're 5-0. But they are 4-0 and undefeated. But adding Dylan Harper, Stephen Castle, they still have De'Aaron Fox. They have a lot of pieces there, and Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, all those younger guys to do a little something. Still got Harrison Barnes, so it's gonna be an interesting team. A lot of teams are gonna be interesting this year. Who else? The Lakers, Austin Reeves dropping. Did he drop a 50 ball? If I'm not mistaken, he might have dropped 51. If I'm not mistaken, hitting buzzer beaters. He's taking another step. Luka going crazy. The Lakers gonna be interesting though, because LeBron hasn't played yet. And when you have Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves being able to do what they can do it individually in any game, I don't think they'll be able to do it all together. But when they can shine as one, like, one at a time, it looks like magic. But when they're all together, if they can all contribute like they contribute when each other is sitting out, they could be a scary team. Especially if Ayton, Rui give you a little something. They probably hardly will, because they look really intimidated when they play with Luka and LeBron. When Austin Reeves out there doing this thing, they can contribute because they feel a lot more confident requesting the ball or asking Austin Reeves for the ball, or maybe they're inspired by Austin Reeves, you know what I'm saying, to play better, because it's not really that Luka or LeBron hanging over them being disappointed if they play bad type shit, you know what I mean? On the East, I don't know. It's the same old, same old. We'll see when it comes to that. The Boston Celtics aren't that good this year due to Tatum not playing. So there's still that team vying for that number 1 spot. Is it the New York Knicks? Is it going to be Philly this year? Edgecombe and Maxey together this year in the backcourt are looking crazy. Embiid is really not looking that good quite yet, but they got some players over there. You know what I'm saying? Paul George come back. That could be a little something. So, of course, the Cavaliers are coming back. They got Lonzo Ball on the squad now, so we'll see what that's talking about. The Hornets this year having one of the top offensive percentages in the league. So it's going to be some of the young teams in the East coming up too. Because you already know what the Detroit's doing. You already know what Orlando's doing. So they have to be 8 teams in the playoffs. So there's going to be some battles there. But the NBA's back in full effect. Hope everybody's watching. Though it's all spread out this year. Peacock, ESPN, ABC. It's all over the place. I know it's probably hard to watch and hard to know where the games are even on nowadays, but if you are watching, it's crazy. I'm in fantasy basketball now. So I'm paying close attention to everybody. So a lot more to report this year. A lot more to talk about. MPJ, I see you out there on Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Making a name for yourself, finally getting the free helm to do it, or the free, what's the word? Just getting the green light to do whatever you want. And you 30 balls, and ain't nobody yelling at you for making the wrong play. Ain't nobody yelling at you for not playing defense on the Nets, because they don't play no defense, they don't play no window games anyway. So that's the perfect spot for you. His off the court career is blowing up, social media, Twitch, and all that shit. So I see you, boy. You know what I'm saying? I know I may have given you a lot of hate. I was happy when you got traded and stuff, but I'm still watching you from afar. I got you on my fantasy team too. So if you ever want me on your pod, I'll be over there. You know what I'm saying? I love you, bro. I love you, bye. Pause. I love you, bye. I be treating my sports teams like family, like they know me. If you know my pods, if you follow my socials, I'll be on it. But yeah, basketball's in full effect, football's in full effect, blah blah blah. But again, I want to send prayers out to everybody out there in Jamaica, everybody in the world, man. Prayers out. Crazy ass weather's been going on. Crazy ass political shit's been going on. Again, I don't really talk much about politics, but I still pray for everybody. Everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves peace. Everybody deserves a peace of mind. Everybody deserves a chance at the American dream, and shit's kind of going crazy right now, and I don't really know what that is anymore. Social media has been got my head in a tailspin. I'm personally not in the best headspace right now either. So, day by day, step by step, I try to find solace in knowing that I get to come here and talk to y'all each week. This pod may have been short this week, but we got more in store, a lot more coming next week. I know there's no pop culture, no cinema corner, but me and AK got some shit for y'all. We're gonna review. I'm gonna find a way to watch because I haven't gone to see it in theaters. Pity me, I call myself an anime guy. Haven't seen the Demon Slayer movie yet. We're gonna review that. I'm gonna get AK on here next week sometime, and we're gonna talk about this new shit that we're trying. We're gonna come up with a comic book character, comic book um TV show slash. I've been talking about it for a long time, but me and AK are taking the steps to bring it to life. We're gonna brainstorm some shit and bring you guys the idea. Um, all the homies, you guys may know them, you may not know them, all have characters in the comic, in the show. They all have special powers. Basically, a group of fans were on the way to Mexico, on the way to vacation, and their RV went off the road, fell into a canyon, into this purple goo that they didn't know what was this foreign substance, and then they just kind of woke up with powers, and we going from there. Don't steal my idea, but we gonna tell you guys a little something. We can't give you too much information because we don't want people to steal. This is a brilliant idea, and we just want to talk to you guys a little bit about superheroes, something about what makes a good story arc, what makes something interesting for you guys to watch. You guys, what kind of stories you guys are interested in reading, little things like that. Little pick y'all brains a little bit while having a conversation ourselves, man. So I hope you guys are ready for the return to AKA. And I guess you can consider this the end of the podcast where I like to let them know where to find me at. This is Lydell Dinero. You'll find me at SAC_Lydell. Oh, SAC_Lydell, I think. Is it? SAC_Lydell on the Instagram. And then Patrick. Oh, yeah. What's my shit? SAC Lydell. Yeah. And then on I think that's my handle. And then on Snapchat, it's Patrick_Lydell. And then let's see, Instagram, you know where to find us. It's Best of Bias everywhere. On YouTube, Best of Bias. On TikTok, it's Best of Bias as well, man. I'm gonna get back on this social media shit. I had it popping for a while. I had a good little process going. I'm gonna get some promos for this too, so y'all know more about where to find the pod. I'm just putting shit out every week, and if you guys don't know it's there, how you guys gotta go watch it? You know what I'm saying? So I keep doing this. I'm letting you guys see what shirt I'm rocking. Or maybe let's go. But yeah. I just want you guys to just let me know how you liking the pod, man. It's been years now. Been giving you guys weekly content. Haven't really got much feedback or comments on how you guys are enjoying it, how I can make you guys a little bit more involved in the success of the pod. But yeah, Best of Bias on TikTok, Best of Bias on Instagram, and Best of Bias, of course, on the YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell so you don't miss any new drops. I should put that in the beginning. I don't know why I don't put that in the beginning or say that in the beginning all the time. But thank you guys all for being here every week. If you're new here, thank you guys for being here. Yeah, we're trying to get, a little bit more uptick on the algorithm. YouTube or Netflix is starting to put video podcasts on their network now via Spotify. So we're trying to get our shit up there, getting the algorithm for people to know what we doing, what we popping over here. It's the Best of Bias all day long. And we is not stopping. So shout out to the family. Shout out y'all for being here. Shout out to y'all for commenting, clicking play, liking this pod. And AK, of course, thank you for putting the videos together every week. We're excited to see you next week on the pod. But that's about it. Episode 262 in the books, season 4. Yeah. Again, if you want to be on the pod, you know where to find me on all those lovely places I just dropped. But until next time, y'all, be safe out there. Love one another. And we'll be back next time. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Where that theme song at? It's right here. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias.